All right. Well, how about this? We'll switch gears. And
Switch it up, baby.
I want to ask you, because listen, on this show, it's interesting. We got producer Steph, who everybody loves. We got Jax, who everybody loves. We got me, who not everybody's sure about. Let's be honest.
No, we do.
But what's interesting about the dynamic of this show is it's completely sort of non-traditional behind the scenes. And what I mean by that is people who shot and edited things in the past traditionally were seen as men, right? Mm-hmm. And when we shoot and edit this podcast, I don't do any of the shooting and the editing of it. Like I'm at
nor
my
should you.
nor should I. Yeah. I'm at my wife's cottage, but I am not technical at all. Yeah. And so Steph and Jax are the ones who are the great shooters, the great editors, that sort of thing. And I wanted to ask you guys, because, you know, when people buy podcast equipment or video equipment or whatever, even if it's for a family vacation, they tend to want to go for like the highest end stuff possible. What is the most ridiculously expensive thing that you have purchased in this? And there's a reason I'm asking, because Apple is charging a lot of money for some of their new gear, and it's going to shock you. So I wanted to ask you first, what's the thing you already know, like, I spent too much money on that, but you know what? Screw it. I'm doing it.
Like for the show?
For the show, for you, whatever.
Well, for the show, I would say the camera is probably, and there's Steph's, or the Rodecaster that we have in Toronto, which like records our whole show. But for me personally, it's probably camera gear or this friggin' drone I have for like, I just wanted to go in the sky, this friggin' drone. And I love it.
Why did you buy a drone?
Because I was supposed to be doing a campaign and going to Los Angeles actually in the winter, and you know, fires, politics, all these things happened. And, I didn't end up going, and I needed it for another shoot. So I kept it. And now I'm just in the sky, man.
You're a drone
I've been
pilot.
droning around. Listen, it's beautiful up there. I'm also like a bit of a camera nerd, like not to the degree that Stephanie is, because she's actually really good at it and artistic. But I just love it. I love a piece of gear. I love a footage from a different perspective. What about you, Steph?
Yeah, Steph, what do you got?
Recently, I bought a monitor that goes on top of my camera, and so I bought it, and it was really expensive. It was probably like $800 comes in.
What?
I need to buy the battery separately. I need to buy the cords separately. So I'm like, I can't even use this right now. I had to buy extra things on top of it. I'm like, everything is like always extra. There's always like all these separate things. I even bought an external battery.
That sounds like Apple.
Yeah, I bought an external battery recently, and I had to buy a mount so that I can use it on my camera. Anyway, I don't know.
Hey, how much did that mount cost you, Steph? This is important to the discussion we're going to have. How much did the mount cost?
The mount was like $200.
Okay.
Jeez.
That sounds crazy, right? That's a lot of money, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yes.
How about this? Apple was doing a huge reveal of their entire new product line the other day. And they just revealed that their new 6K monitor. So remember, top of the line, probably like movie studio quality thing where you're editing for that, is $5,000. And you're like,
for God's sakes.
That's a lot of money. But here's what's crazy, guys. The monitor, the monitor thing that it stands on, literally the monitor stand, which you can rotate around or whatever. The monitor stand drove the crowd to silence, because you know how these Apple things usually go, right? They're all there, they're clapping, they're wild. It's like a rock concert. They're like, I can't wait for the new Apple gear. You know, like Apple fans
I know.
They're crazy, right? And you know, Tim Cook's up there going, "Hello, Cupertino. Here we go with our new products." And so they reveal this stand, and the stand costs $1,000 American.
Oh no.
$1,000. And so all it does is it holds this monitor, but you can also like flip the monitor around or whatever if you wanted like a high view, a tall view, like if you want parallel, if you want
vertical,
perpendicular, whatever you want.
Yeah.
Yes. And that is all it does, and it's $1,000. And you can hear the crowd go silent and go, okay, I know we get ripped off a little, but Apple products are pretty good, right? I know we get ripped off a little. That seems insane. And people were throwing up comparisons all weekend, going like, you can buy these for like $32 on Amazon.
Oh.
So I just want to say, like, are you Are you stuck to a brand so much in anything? It doesn't have to be camera equipment because that's like, are you stuck to anything where you're like, you know what? I know I'm overpaying for this, but it's worth it to me. Because I was trying to figure out like what I would never overpay for a stand like that. But what would I overpay for? And so I wanted to ask you guys, because what were you willing to overpay for? So
I want to say too, I love Apple. I love all of their products. I have, Mac computers and iPhone. However, don't buy that monitor and don't buy that stand. And I love Apple. And I'm sorry, Apple, if you're listening, but Steph, we actually talked about this. Like I have, like an Apple computer, but I didn't buy the actual Apple monitor for it because you can get a way better 4K screen for way less money. Like the monitors are probably the only thing I wouldn't buy from Apple just because they are the exact same thing that are, but way more expensive. I think actually, Adam, I chatted with Jesse from the Steve Dangle podcast and he was like, get this HP 4K. It'll cost you a fraction and it's actually a better monitor for editing. And it's for the purpose. Wow. Like maybe with Apple, you like, the specs because of gaming or et cetera. But like for editing, I don't like Apple monitors. I have, like the Mac Studio and I plug it into an HP monitor. So but Apple is probably the brand that I spend too much money on, but because like Apple works so well with like all the Adobe things, So yeah, I would say, Apple is probably it for me when it comes to tech though, but like clothing and stuff, I don't, do you guys have any brands?
I'll give you one.
Yeah.
You ready, guys?
What is it?
Okay. Yeah. Lululemon.
Oh, you love Lulu.
I am.
You do.
Lululemon is suing Costco because Costco came out apparently with a cheaper version of a lot of what Lululemon does, especially the joggers. And I'm like, dude, what are these Costco joggers like? Because the Lululemon ones are great. They never lose color. They last you forever, but the crotch always goes out on them. So I'm always taking them to the store and they're like, hey, what's up, big legs? You split another crotch? Oh, 100%. The guy knows me. He's like, you're really going to make me stitch up these old pants again? I'm like, yes, sir, I am. I paid $100 for those and they're too much. I can't just throw them away. So I make them do it every single time.
The Costco dupes are just as good as from what I've heard. But like, I love Lulu, especially for like their broad line, especially for like, I don't want to bring the girls out too much. I kind of want to make them smaller, if anything. So I love Lulu bras. Lulu's great.
I'll look into that for the next time I'm looking for bras. Stephanie, what are you willing to overpay for?
I guess most of it would just be like gear wise, because even like me and Jax were just talking about how like she bought some of like the cheaper gears of what I bought, but like the battery's dying quickly and like there's just like other issues.
Yeah.
So I think for gear, I'm just like, I may as well just go all in on
and get the right stuff. Get the right stuff.
Bags Machusi over here. So there we go.
That's what my wife always says. But this is my wife's pitch. Okay, you guys ready for this? I'm curious to hear if you agree.
Yes.
Her pitch is: listen, especially when things go on sale. By spending money, we're saving money in the long term.
She's not wrong. By buying quality.
Yeah. So okay, all right. I find with clothes though, I'm like, man, I don't know. I don't know if I believe that, especially when a few months ago all the tariffs started and all these Chinese companies came out of the woodwork and like, hello, we make this for 10 cents.
Yeah.
And look at it. Welcome to our clean, cool factory. But anyway.